What's good, everybody? Will Frazier, your credit and business expert here, and today we're going to be talking about some grant options that are going to be open as far as the different options that you can choose from. I get a lot of you guys asking me for, particular grants in your state, and I'm going to have an option that's going to show you where you can kind of look and see what's out there in your state. I have an option for you guys that are actually startups that have not registered your business yet, and for those of you that may be outside of the US but you are a part of a business that is actually here in the US, I got an option that's going to be helpful to you as well. Now, when it comes to grants, as I always say, it's going to be free money. So this is not money that you have to give back. This is free money that you are getting from either a private company, a government agency, or something like that. Now, if you want any further details other than what I share with you here on this video, then of course, reach out to the administrators of the grants to get the most detail on the information, because I don't actually help hand in hand help anybody as far as securing the funds for these grants. I'm merely here to provide you the information so you can have this free money on your radar and know where to go and get it. Now, if the grants covered in this video aren't something that meet what you need, I do have some other grant videos that might have some options for you based on what your particular need is or your particular situation, because grants are always tailored to either a certain group of people or a certain type of industry or a person at a certain stage in their business or people that are in a specific area or state. So you have to meet those qualifications in order to be able to qualify for certain grants. You also want to subscribe to the channel so you can get a notification when I do post a video that might have some grant opportunities that actually apply to you. Now, before we get into this grant information, I wanted to let you guys know about some free information that I'm going to have for you on the channel on Monday. So if you are a business owner or a nonprofit and you want to try to get media coverage, that is, news, maybe being on a podcast or something like that, and you want to get that type of coverage and exposure for your business or nonprofit, then I'm going to be having a live lesson which will be unavailable after the live lesson. So you want to make sure that you're there to attend it, or at least it won't be available here on YouTube. So make sure that you're there for the live lesson. But I'm going to have a special guest come on who has vast experience in getting media coverage wherever he goes, whenever he wants. And I've also been able to obtain media coverage for my business as well. So I decided to have him on the platform to share this valuable information on how you can get exposure for your business. And as you can probably imagine, that can greatly increase the awareness of your business and probably help you get more customers or more of whoever you serve to come in your door. Now, if you guys want to see that free training, which will be Monday on the 17th, make sure you check the link down in the description of this video for that free media coverage class and get on the list so you can get a reminder about it before it pops up and get some more additional information. Again, that is down in the description, so make sure you check that link out, get your name on the list, and we'll see you on Monday. But now, I know you guys are here for the grant information, so let's go ahead and let's talk about the grant information that I have for you guys today. So first we're going to talk about, and it's going to be two things I'm going to show you, but first we're going to talk about America's Seed Fund through NSF. So basically, they have a grant that is up to $2 million per business. So learn how startups can get up to $2 million to develop deep technologies. We'll walk you through the process and timeline, how to submit a project pitch and what to expect. So basically, you would be pitching an idea for a business, product, service, something like that, and this pertains to a whole lot of different categories. So I'll show you some of the category options that they have, but basically this is how it works. You're going to submit a project pitch, meaning you do not have to have a registered business at this point. At this point, you're going to pitch your idea to them so that they can decide if they're going to invite you to submit a proposal. And as you can see here, it says submit your project pitch anytime, hear back in about 1 month. So it's good that they're sharing the time frame with you, especially since it takes about a month, because you might have thought you just didn't get it if you didn't hear anything from them. And then after that, you're going to submit the proposal. If you're invited to submit a proposal, complete these steps. We offer multiple submission windows, but proposals can be submitted anytime. They're going to do a review. Then you would need to register your company and submit your proposal. Now, this is still good, even though you have to register your company, because I do see a lot of you guys saying, well, why do you have to already have a business if it's supposed to be a startup? Well, actually, technically, if you haven't registered a business, you don't really have a business. I know you can be a sole proprietor, but you're still really supposed to register your business if you're a sole proprietor too. But registering your business is something that really takes, on average, I would say maybe $300, and it depends on your state, but that's a little amount of money compared to how much money that you stand to get by actually possibly receiving this grant after you go through the process. So of course, anybody that's going to give you $2 million is not going to want to just give it to a person that doesn't have a registered business. You're going to have some type of registered business to show that you actually are in business and that you actually have a legal business before anybody gives you any type of large lump sum of money. And of course, that's understandable, but you can start this process off with only having a business idea, and you can know that, okay, they're thinking about funding me because they want me to submit a proposal. So let me go ahead and make my business legal so that I can be able to actually qualify for these funds should my proposal end up going through. So that's good that you have that introductory period where you can at least see if you have a good chance of getting the funds before you go ahead and actually register the business. Now, when we continue here going to the basics, you can see here what they look for. They're looking for something that's going to have impact. Your innovation could make a difference to people worldwide or revolutionize an industry. Technological innovation. You need research and development funding to create new products, services, and other scalable solutions based on fundamental science or engineering. NSF does not fund straightforward engineering or incremental product development tasks. Okay, you need to also have market pull. You have evidence that your product or service could meet an important unmet need for your customers and scale. If you successfully bring your product or service to the market, it could form the foundation of a scalable business and make a large impact in your target market. And you can see here what they fund. They basically fund $200 million annually in approximately 400 startups, which is where they get the $2 million number. That is the maximum that a person can receive. And I believe if you get approved for the initial amount of funding, I think you get somewhere around maybe $250K, and then you'll get more after that as you continue on with the research part of this, because this is to help you fund the research and development of whatever it is that you're trying to create. And you can see here the eligibility. Your company must be a small business, which means fewer than 500 employees. And I know a lot of you are going to fit that. You do have to be located in the United States. Now, this is the part that's going to help those of you that may have a business in the US, but you're actually located outside, or you're a resident or citizen of another country. The company that's applying or the organization that's applying has to have at least 50% of the company's equity owned by U.S. citizens or permanent residents. So at least 50% of the company has to be owned by U.S. residents or citizens. So that means if you are outside of the U.S. and you are part owner of this company that is located in the U.S., you can still qualify for this opportunity. So of course, that is a great way to open the door to people that may be outside of the U.S. And I thought that would be, very useful to you guys to know that. All funded work, including work done by consultants and contractors, needs to take place in the United States. So it must be operating in the United States. Everything that you're working towards doing all this research and development for, it needs to be something that's going to be actually presented and used in the US. And they have some more details on eligibility here, and they have an eligibility guide right here if you need additional information on that. Now, this is the technology topic area, so these are just some areas that they would consider to be in a category of what they're looking for. These aren't exact things that you have to be in, but this is to give you an idea of what areas you can be a part of. They got advanced analytics, advanced manufacturing, advanced materials, artificial intelligence, biological technologies, distributed ledger, Internet of Things, I don't know what that is, energy technologies, environment technologies, human computer interaction, nanotechnology, mobility, medical devices, photonics, wireless technologies, space, robotics, quantum information technologies. So they have a vast array of different areas that you can actually look at for that. Now, you can actually follow this flow here that they have. You can get more information on each stage. So when you do actually get to the pitch, these are the things that you want to look at. And you can also see here, as far as the timing, we accept project pitches at any time, 24/7 and 365 days a year. Typically, it takes about a month, as we already saw. So basically, you might see a deadline as far as submitting a pitch in some areas, but they still accept pitches at any point in time, so you can submit your pitch whenever, and even once you get to the proposal stage, I believe you can submit your proposal at any point in time. And as we can see here, they have submission deadlines as far as for your proposal, but they still say here that we recommend treating the submission window like a deadline, but you can submit it anytime within a year of receiving an official invitation from NSF. So as long as they invite you, you can still submit this at any time. So you can see the last deadline was just a few days ago on January 6th. So they're still going to accept it if they gave you an invite, and you can still submit a pitch at any time. And of course, you would just be, wanting to try to use these deadlines as a window for when you need to get your information in. So again, you can follow this little path here to get all of the information and details on how this works and next steps and more details on eligibility. So make sure that you do check this out. Again, this is going to be a good option for those of you that may not be in the US or a citizen of the US and that actually have a business that will be operating in the US. If you just have an idea and not a registered business, you can still submit your pitch for this particular grant and see if the opportunity opens up to get an invite for a proposal, and then you can register your business. And if you have this type of product service area that you're looking to start a business in, I know research and development can be probably costly, so this is something that would be greatly helpful to trying to get something like that off the ground. And as a matter of fact, if we look at some of their award history just last year, some of the people that got funded, you can see that this company here, Cypress Materials, they're in phase 2, they got almost $1 million. Enzo Inc., this company got $255,000. As you can see, a lot of people are in that $250,000 range, and you can see what it was that they actually are submitting their idea for or their proposal for, and what it is that they're actually working on to get an idea of things that might fit the category of what you're trying to do and submit a proposal for. You can use this resource to check out more details on that, and if this fits you, make sure you go ahead and apply. Now let's go ahead on to the next option that you guys need to know about. Now this option is on LendingTree's website. Now it's not necessarily them giving you a grant, but they're giving you a plethora of information and resources on grants that are out there. So let's go ahead and dive in. They start off right here by telling you small business grants, where to find them. So they give you information on where you can find grants, and they break it down a little bit more in detail right here. You can see there are small business stimulus grants. Some of you may be familiar with the targeted EIDL advance, which was for about $10,000. And you can see the qualifications for it here, as well as where to go to get more information on that if you have not already received that and if you qualify for that. Other than that, there are federal small business grants which you get from the federal government. You can get some from the USDA, from the Department of Energy, and they have other categories here, so make sure you check these out to see what they might have available. There's also state small business grants, which depend on what state you're actually located in, and this is the option that I was telling you guys about in regards to having options no matter what state that you're in. So how you would want to navigate with this part is right here they have state business incentives database. So what I would want to do is I would want to click that, and you can see here that they have all of the different states here, and you can choose a state and actually select the grant programs in that state, or see what all programs they have available in that state. Now, I don't believe that this is all grants that are available in the state. I do believe that there might be some other options out there that you can search for, but this is a good database to at least start with. And how I would want to use this is I would, let's say, go here to South Carolina. So in South Carolina, you can see here that they have tax credits, tax exemptions, and they have 10 grant opportunities and some other options here. So I would want to look and see what they have here, recently updated programs, right? And you can see a list of different programs that are here. Now they do have this thing where you can see view all state programs, but when you click that, it actually takes you here where you have to log in, and you would actually have to pay to become a member here. So I'm not going to show you, anything in regards to that particular part, but how you want to use this little state locator is, again, you want to go to your state. We're gonna go back to South Carolina. You can look over here, see what says grant. They got demonstration grant, acceleration grant, South Carolina State Small Business Credit Initiative. Okay, now they got the South Carolina Indy grants. So what I want to do is I want to highlight this, and then I'll go ahead and search Google for that particular term, and I can see here South Carolina Indy grants. I can see this is South Carolina's Indie grant right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it's talking about. So now we're right here at the grant opportunity. Looks like up to 35K, and of course this is for short films. So you can get more information on the grant here. It looks like this one has already ended in 2021. So last year this grant ended. So this particular opportunity has already gone past its expiration date, but you can see how you can go and find, the different options that might be out there available to you just by going here and doing a little search. And with some of these grants that have a more general name, when you do a search like that, you might have to, once you get over here to Google, you're probably going to have to end up adding in your state to the title that you just searched, which would of course be like acceleration grant. So when you get over to Google, after you hit that search, you're going to add in, South Carolina, Alabama, North Carolina, so that you can make sure that it's showing you the option in your state. Now going back over to the LendingTree page, as you scroll down here, you can see they have private small business grants and awards, which is mostly what I have been showing you guys on the channel, because I feel like it can be a little bit better or a little bit maybe faster to receive, or may have qualifications that more people fit, even though in all instances that may not hold true. But I do feel like that these are very good grants to try to go after, and that's why I try to show you guys these. But you can see they have small business grant of contest from FedEx. This one you actually have to be a member with them, and that you have to pay money for it. And you see they have a Visa Everywhere initiative. So basically they show you some different options for that. Now how to apply for small grants, they give you information on what you need to do to apply. And as you can see here, in most instances, you're probably going to have to register your business, and that's a part of what they show you about here. And really, again, that's all it is really getting your EIN number, which is free, and also registering your business in your state, which is usually, like I said, it can be $100, it can be $500. On average, it might gonna be somewhere around the $300 range to get all your stuff filed and get your business to a state where it's a legal business that you can start receiving grants from. Now you can pay somebody to do this stuff for you, which might cost a lot more money than that. But what I'm talking about is getting a free EIN, which you don't have to pay for, and just paying the state fees for registering your business, not paying a service to somebody to actually go and register the business for you. Now, of course, I will try to find some more options that do actually take ideas or grant money without you having to register a business. But just know that a startup business is not a business really until it's registered. So a startup business isn't just a business that has not registered itself yet. It is also a business that has just been registered, but may only have made a little bit of money, or may not have made any money, but it's at least registered. I would say anything within the first year is still considered a startup business. But anyway, I hope this information is helpful and useful to you guys. If you did find this valuable and you want to make sure you can get more information like this in the future, as well as other business building information and credit information, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share this with anybody that you know might need this information. I thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll see you next time.